Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good night to you, friends, and welcome back to the almost daily variety gaming live stream show Extravaganza. We're doing another extended First Impression Fridays session because we've missed out on all these First Impression reviews, and now that we're doing them, I feel like I'm on a roll, and we have to take care of them. Knock them out. Now, I was actually surprised by how many of these I've just said I probably will keep and try to play some more. Because often I'm either disappointed by them or I realize that, like, I won't actually be any good at playing them. It's one of the hard things about video games. Like, you don't know if you'll be any good at it until you actually get your hands on it and get in there and start moving around. Anyways, okay, on this episode, we are going to take a look at Return to Grace, which sort of reminds me of that other Russian robot game that we installed and did like a first impression tease of and then never ever played, which is now going away from Battle Pass, from Game Pass, which I cannot remember the name of, but Russian themed, Russian setting. In this one, it's set in some future world in which the inhabitants have all disappeared, but the AI that controls infrastructure is still hanging around. Let's take a look at the trailer.
This has to be the Grace Spire, Alan.
Who are you, entering a home without knowing its host?
So what exactly are you?
We are all part of Grace.
You're not considering climbing across that structure, are you? Your well-being is the most important thing, Addie.
Oh my gosh! It's working!
Why do you insist on being so insolent?
It took me nearly a year to get here. I want to know if Grace can be brought back.
Do you believe Grace could have done something to cause humans to turn on her?
You think people could be alive in there?
Listen to logic. You must turn back.
But who knows what's going to happen at the end of all this?
It looks awesome. At only 6 gigs, I don't know how complicated it is or how short it might be. And my only downer first impression before playing it is that I would prefer if it was third person. I always just prefer third person. Even in, well, the only case in which I don't is Call of Duty. Even though I like third person in Modern Warfare 2, I've forced myself to get really, really, really used to Call of Duty the way it is, which is primarily a first person shooter. Alright, let's launch the game, see what the onboarding's like. That's a beautiful opening image. It's gorgeous. Kind of really sets the epic space setting. Okay. I'm kind of excited for this, but I'm also worried that I'm gonna not like it for some reason. It feels like we're overdue. As far as that progression goes, I was clearly wrong. The last game we played was very playable and not worse than I thought it was going to be. Slide. That wording was confusing. The slot was empty. So what am I loading?
Stick's not responding.
Oh shit. Okay, this is an intro.
Can you take control?
The storm is interfering with my senses.
Hold on.
Impact in 10, 9, oh there it is.
Oh, that was comedy. Oh, I forgot to take the screen.
Addie? Addie, please respond.
Everything hurts.
You've been out for nearly an hour.
Oh wow.
What's our status, Alan?
We've crashed.
Yeah, I got that.
My hull is intact. Thrusters 2 and 4 are damaged and will require realignment.
So will my back. Can you let me out?
Not before we talk about your suit.
Okay, talk.
I'm reading green on seals, green on batteries. Thermals are, well, not green, but fine, and you have 5.35 hours of oxygen, maybe 6 if we run the scrubbers hot. But Addie, we've had this discussion before. You won't have
Alan,
enough to...
It's fine. I have a plan.
I'm concerned that...
I have a plan.
Uh-oh.
Understood.
Now, open the hatch.
The canopy hydraulics are not responding. You'll have to pull the manual release.
Okay. Oh, it makes you do things like actually pull.
Seriously. This stupid piece of junk.
I'm right here.
Ugh. Yeah, I got out of the ship.
Visibility's terrible. Any sign of the spire?
I'm not picking up anything new, just the original beacon signal. You'll need to use your wayfinder to locate an entry point, if there is one.
All right. Let's figure out where you're at, Grace.
You know the beacon could be anything. A lost colony, a relay station.
200 distinct oral histories can't be wrong, Alan. Grace is here.
Okay, so there's very limited activity here. There's nothing on my left, right buttons, nothing on my triggers, nothing on B, nothing on A. Actually, nothing but stick. Oh, photo mode just gets rid of your character. Huh. Weird. And like pauses the game. Okay. We're going this way.
I can't believe this storm.
I like the
Where would this have come from?
open end.
There is record of ancient terraforming on other moons. I think it's safe to assume that Ganymede is not an exception.
The helmet isn't a complete frame. I like that because when a full-blown frame would feel so. Also, we don't have feet. That's the boundary of the map, clearly.
There's something man-made here. like a weather station or maybe a seismic station. It looks the era of that relay from the Dawes Sea dig. It's at least 700 years old, Alan.
Wow. There's not a lot of like interacting with the environment. There's no run. Wrong way, aren't I? Absolutely am. This reminds me of that survival game that I could not handle, where you shoot ducks and stuff with rocks.
There's a little bridge here. There wouldn't be much sense of building this if we weren't within walking distance of the spire.
By all estimates, the beacon is within 400 meters.
This looks climbable.
That was one pre
Which way here?
express motion. Oh, suddenly we have feet. Okay, good. I was like worried about that. We don't have feet when our hands are in the way. It doesn't let you fall off cliffs, apparently. So it's sort of a pretend.
Oh no! Yep, there goes the back again.
What happened?
Fell into a stupid fissure. Looking for a new way to reach the spire. Or at least someplace where it will be easier to find my body.
Okay, well that's fucked up. But I think that was like an unavoidable, unescapable thing. And I think this must be the wrong way to go. Are there gonna be like monsters and bugs to kill? What's going on here?
Looks a little tight.
Okay, this reminds me of a couple of different games, including games like
It's opened up again.
The surface temperature is dropping. We can't maintain your thermals much longer.
Close. I can feel it.
I wish I shared your optimism.
Oh my god. This has to be it.
What are you seeing, Addie?
I'm looking at what must be the spire superstructure. I can't imagine how something this big has gone undetected for this long.
A 500-year-old storm?
I don't know. Doesn't seem possible. I can see an exhaust port that might be low enough to jump to.
Did you make it, Addie?
I'll let you know in 1 sec.
So unlike what is her
I'm
name?
in.
This is more of a suspense puzzle.
All right, Grace.
And not
Let's find out what you've been up to for the past 900 years.
It's not about the skill of climbing, like any of there's been a few climby ones that we've played, including the Tomb Raider one. It's not like that. chance that just does it for you once you hit the button. Cutscene.
Hope my light still works.
Ugh. Oh, claustrophobia de galore.
You should see this spooky tunnel I'm in, Alan.
And why would I want that?
Come on, you're not excited?
You crash-landed me in a frozen hellscape and left me for salvage.
10 years of research, not to mention 6 months of spaceflight, are about to pay off.
But at what cost?
Don't ruin this for me.
Oh, this is weird and creepy. But there's no, like, control.
Looks like a bit of a labyrinth, but I'm still picking up the signal ahead.
And you can still hear me?
Loud and clear, buddy.
I'm looking at a pretty hefty blower. For venting, maybe?
Or for the production and movement of air.
Which means more than a few people used to live here. These can't be powered. Must be airflow in the tunnels. I have to say, there's more atmosphere than I was expecting.
Not nearly enough to survive.
The structure looks to be in decent condition.
Another good sign.
Everything about this place looks 30th century to me.
It's the right era, the right size.
Don't say it, Addie. We've had our hopes dashed before.
Looks like the tunnels can be air sealed. I'm guessing large parts of the station could be pressurized.
There we go. That was worth investigating. This is interesting because it's not like Tomb Raider where it's all about the like skill of, you know, can you climb up and down this mountain or something. Okay, nothing to examine there. It is a sort of simple, like, mystery puzzle vibe. It's not... Oop. Dang it. No. Well, maybe it is. I'm getting disoriented. I already feel like I can't tell if I've already been here or not. This looks different. Ugh. These make me feel gross. Like, those are claustrophobic inducing. Ah.
This one's broken. I think I can crawl through.
Without it slicing you into little slithers.
Jeez. That's gotta be over 15 meters.
And if gravity here is 1/6 of that on Earth, then a 15-meter fall here would be the equivalent of falling less than 3 meters at standard G, which you've mastered a couple of times already on the moon's surface.
Guess that's all there is to it.
Ah, it's probably fine.
I could calculate outcome probabilities based on previous drop impacts if you've already jumped, haven't you?
I was technically sort of inside of that ice or something.
Gosh, I hope this is the right way.
The idea of really doing this is horrifying to me. I would never, without...
Oh boy, this is slick.
Addy?
Oh no.
That was fun and like a bit of a...
Whoa.
Are you hurt, Addy?
I'm working on it. The structure is enormous.
This has to be the Grace Spire, Alan.
And there it is. The perfect setup for disappointment.
Definitely feels like a control room / control panel center.
I found the beacon. The transmitter is on some sort of console.
It must be part of a control network for the megastructure.
You think we can make a connection here?
Theoretically. If you run a scan, I can attempt to connect. The interface language is quite old and sophisticated, but we should be able to calibrate your computer to interact. You can use your gyroscope to sync with the terminal. I have the first calibration position. The meter will indicate when you are close.
What am I doing? I don't understand.
Watch the meter closely and move your hand slowly to find the position.
Whoa.
First position is locked. Second calibration position is up.
Okay. Now I got the hang of it. Took me a second to adjust my brain to like what I was actually seeing.
That's 2, and here's the final position. That's it. We're in.
That was fun.
Accessing the network now. Oh,
Oops.
Shit.
Alan, you there? Alan?
Hello?
Ha!
A visitor. Let's have a look.
Where's Alan? Who is this?
Who is this? Who are you? Entering a home without knowing its host.
Are you... Grace?
Good question. I'm not entirely Grace. I'm running on just a small part of her logic processing.
Grace is still here.
And what brings you here?
My name is Adamari Ito. I'm an explorer.
I must apologize, Adamari. It would appear I have lost much of my capacity. I cannot see very far beyond the room we are in.
I've lost connection with my ship's AI.
You won't need Alan here. I can show you around.
Will you be able to let me out of this room?
Of course. But until we are able to restore power to the station, I will require your assistance.
Huh.
There should be a manual winch set in the floor at the foot of one of the sliding doors. Look for a hinged floor grate at the foot of one of the doors.
This must be it.
Working the winch will open the door.
Oh, see, like, this is so weird.
Do you know where Grace has been all this time?
Grace went somewhere?
She's been gone for hundreds of years.
I am running on a very old server. My memories predate the completion of the Grace Spire.
Grace ushered in humanity's golden age. Peace across the system, booming interplanetary trade, scientific marvels, colonies beyond the orbit of Neptune. And then she was gone, and it all fell apart.
It's hard to
I'm
tell,
sorry,
but the door
I
is
don't
going
remember.
down.
Well, you're a lot more than an archaeologist usually gets.
Okay, let's So we're gonna get really slowly just layered narrative storyline through our interactions with all these machines. And none of it is like about having cat-like reflexes, which is nice.
The first step to restoring
but I can't
Grace
play
is
it.
to bring the Spire's power station back online.
Let's do it.
I'll light the way.
Wait a minute.
What do I do here?
This is a security panel. I am decrypting the pattern now. Ah, yes. Simple enough. You'll need to light up 9 buttons, forming a square at the center of the panel.
Okay, the 9 buttons in the center.
That is what I said.
If you're not Grace, then what do I call you?
I don't believe there are any identification strings in my base logic that would suffice.
I'll call you Logic then. For now. Till we have a better idea of who you are. And, you can call me Addie.
I will refer to you as Addie, then, until we have a better idea of who you are. Do they not have squares where you are from?
Just give me a second.
Oh. It's only the 9. Okay, so I need to get rid of this row. Now I got it. Okay. That was fun and weird. Also, I was like starting to smoke a bowl right then, so it was like difficult. All right, let's review what we know before we proceed any further, since there's no dialogue happening right now. Here's what we know. We are apparently, we believe ourselves to be a human being, our character, which we cannot see, which is weird. Now, I don't know how much to interpret as literal or metaphorical or what. But what happens in almost every other game when you put it in photo mode? You see your own character in the shot. So it's so that you can take a picture of your avatar somewhere. I don't know if it was a glitch or if it was an incidental or what, but photo mode did not include my character when I turned it on. I was zooming around the open environment and there was no character anywhere. So I just pin on the corkboard. I don't know what that means, but I'll tell you what I think one might interpret it as. I'm gonna turn on the mic just since this is a game about AI. I'm gonna turn on my Xbox mic just to see if this game is listening. Are you listening, game? Is Grace listening to us, game? Xbox? Grace? Apparently not. At least not in this particular thing. So there's more stuff. Now, this kind of game reminds me that, you know, part of it is path solutioning. Now, it's linear, so I don't think it wants me to go back. I'm the kind of person that loves to, like, fuck off and, like, do not what the game seems to be indicating. Like, what happens if I go over here and, like, open this shit? Or try to? Oh. That one does not have a gear winch. Alright, so that's not possible. At least not now. Interesting. Okay, well. I'm going to speculatively guess that this game is very linear. And
So what exactly are you?
The station's emergency server had defaulted to Grace's original logic processing. That's me, as you've suggested. The server can also run a program dedicated to the control of infrastructure, and a third system dedicated solely to empathizing with and understanding humans.
Huh.
When power is restored, Grace's primary servers should come online, and we will become some small part of Grace's consciousness.
Fun.
Go ahead and activate the elevator.
It's gorgeous. Look at that. Those doors. I love it.
This looks like metallic rock.
The power station is set into the spire's foundation stone.
The foundation stone would have been an asteroid, right?
Most certainly. About 50 cubic kilometers, from what I can recall.
Huh.
Amazing. Most accounts of Grace's origins talk about an asteroid being pulled from the heavens. That makes sense. There wouldn't be any construction resources on Ganymede and nothing to anchor the structure. I can't imagine the effort it would have taken to redirect an asteroid that big. We don't do anything like that today.
It's interesting, the AI characters aren't commenting on, like, who or what she represents. This game is gorgeous. Some of the lighting is a little weird. There's, like, weird, shimmery... I don't know how much that's my brain misinterpreting things. Or the game, like, occasionally I think I'll see, like, a, ooh, look over here glimmer, and it's just a lighting glitch, and not, like, a clue. Or a secret rock to go poke at. Anyways, power station door.
Can you open this?
With some difficulty. I will need to direct power from logic to control processing. And I will not function at the same cognitive level until full power is restored.
What do you mean, at the same level?
Good luck, Addy.
No, I don't think there's...
You still there?
Where would I have gone?
You sound a little different.
Just stronger. The voice of control resonates through the very walls of the structure. I shall start the turbine after you prime the generators that open the spillway.
And this turbine still works?
It worked before, and it will work again. You shall find the generators on the platform at the other side of the room.
Alrighty. These look like holding tanks. How exactly do these turbines work?
Go to the 3 generators overlooking the turbine.
Huh?
These look like crystal core processors. Amazing. You can find the material to build one of those today.
Enough, Addy. You must go to the generators.
So what happened here? Someone ripped this apart.
For the last time, go to the generators.
Okay.
So, do you share memories with the logic processor?
Indeed, we are all part of Grace. Aspects of her infinite power. Shadows of what was, and promises of what will be. I was the light that shone in the darkness. I was the hand that divided the firmament.
Whoa. That got biblical. Or pseudo-biblical.
The turbine has failed us.
That's not good.
I must call upon you to cast out the wicked instrument.
The what?
The broken turbine. You must go to it now.
Alright.
Aha. What about this stuff? No, I guess that doesn't matter.
Going down. I'm safe to be down here, right?
You shall not be harmed. You must uncouple the safety latches.
That sounds unsafe.
It is not.
There's some really simple, fun, straightforward comedy here that I'm really, really appreciating. like, there's some funny about, like, the way an AI would talk to a human and the human would talk to an AI. It's kind of...
You must now go to the magnetic crane.
You're sure I'll be able to fix this?
If you trust in my word, yes.
Here we go. The whole thing is kind of like cut and paste. Like all these things are like essentially.
You must first cast out the old turbine. Now cast aside the wretched unit. Now you shall place the new turbine.
Oh, there, come back here, buddy. Whoa.
Everett?
Hello?
Everett, is that you?
Grace?
Everett.
Behold my power.
What's happened?
I am reborn. Humanity will once again flourish in the brightness of my glory.
This isn't right. Our processing has not combined. Grace has not been restored.
I think she was here for a moment. She was calling to someone. Do you know who Everett is?
No. With power restored, my mind is clearer, sharper. But I could not tell you who Everett is.
You must leave this place at once. Return to your vessel and spread word of my return. From Sol's fiery core to the icy Kuiper expanse, all must know.
I've hijacked the volume control. I don't feel like this is going to be a short commandment. We'll see how long before he notices.
It took me nearly a year to get here. I want to know if Grace can be brought back.
There is more complex to explore if you head back to the control room through which you entered. We should determine where in the megastructure my central processors are located. Perhaps along the way you may learn more about this Everett.
I forbid you to linger a moment longer.
And he's back.
Like a divine comet, dive from the outer reaches and spread light and understanding to the inner
Please.
worlds.
I'm not leaving.
Yet more insolence.
Wait, how do I...
Do you know what these are?
I have no record. They are likely parts to support the workings of this station.
They're cartridges.
What? Why can't I get back to where I was going? Oh, it's a ladder over here. That was me being dorky. Okay. At least I got to ask about the things and found out about the cartridges. Whatever that all means. The music is gorgeous, and the moody environmentalism and the way the story's being told is really just lovely.
So, are there any accounts as to why Grace was shut down in the first place?
There's no electronic record at all. That would have been lost during the Great Dark Age.
Dark Age?
Oh, wow.
Much of humanity's record keeping would have been managed by Grace. So, she went down 900 years ago, so did the ability to record what happened.
Crazy.
The research that led me here was based on oral histories mostly, and some artifacts we uncovered on Earth and Mars. Relay devices that were once connected to Grace's network.
Then we share an interest in shedding light on this dark age.
Yes, indeed. So this is like this isn't a local system. Okay, that's fascinating. I'm hooked, you guys. I don't know if this is gonna be a short little like 2-hour game. This is like a great little story, and that's all there is. I'm gonna have to go do some behind the scenes reading about this, but this is just one of those really sweet, simple walk
From
around.
what I can tell, there is some sort of transit system on the other side of the control room, which should lead you to the other parts of the spire.
Okay. But I think this is one of those games that's like rich enough. Like, I bet I could go to the internet and ask it like how many hours worth of gameplay in Return to Grace. And I wouldn't be surprised if they said like 5 hours, because it is like only like a 6 gig game.
I will illuminate the door leading to this transit system.
It's not that one. It's not that one. It's this one. Okay. But who knows? But it did seem like you go to explore a bunch of different environments, not just...
Alas, I require your nimble fingers again.
Alright, what's the pattern?
Another easy one. The Phoenician letter Tau.
Who would know that?
I don't know. Perhaps an archaeologist? How about the Greek letter Chi? The Roman numeral 10?
Okay.
10. Oh shit, no. What's 10? 10 is...
Please tell me you know your Roman numerals.
10 is
How
two...
about a big fat X? You know that one?
Oh my
Perhaps it's the symbol you use to sign documents.
Just give me a sec.
That's funny. It does sort of lead you down a path of like, oh, you don't know? Okay, here, let me give it to you. You don't have to go look it up on the internet. A big fat X.
Got it.
This is not the way to your ship.
Do you believe Grace could have done something to cause humans to turn on her?
Like what?
Like becoming too overbearing?
Interesting.
Humans would have been given no reason to question my bearing.
It's one of my theories, yes?
Look at this room.
This must be the main entrance. I'm guessing the landing pad is on the other side of the big doors?
That's correct, Addie. Though the pad appears to be buried under meters of ice.
What are these for?
They appear to be terminals for processing visitors to the spire, but they no longer store any useful information.
Let's go over here.
This looks Olympian or Neo-Egyptian. The triangle must represent the spire. Beautiful, don't you think?
Does it matter if it's beautiful?
That's another way to see it, sure.
That's fucking gorgeous. Okay, but does it mean anything? That's my real question. I would love a version of a game like this, but with a little bit of light fighting. I guess Control qualifies. It's third person / first person. There's aim down sights, gun action, but it's also chill. It isn't like wave after wave of...
Cool statue. Or maybe it's a mobile. Do the little moons move?
Perhaps at one point in time, though I'm not sure of the relevance of that.
Just curious. Is this an airlock?
Yes, the spire beyond this point can be pressurized. I assume your suit has limited oxygen?
I have about 5 hours left.
That's quite a risk you're taking. Were you assuming station life support could be restored?
Well, can it?
I believe so. But for reasons I'll never understand, life support is controlled by empathy processing. I suppose they had to give it something to do. I will enable that programming now.
Hello, Addie.
Hello. So you're going to get oxygen going?
The process has already begun, my friend. No rush. If you let me accompany you along the path ahead, I can balance the environment to your life force as we walk.
Oh, here we go.
Wow. How are these plants still intact?
They must have been subject to a very sudden drop in temperature while still alive.
What is this place?
Remaining connected to one's natural world is important for a person's well-being. A fitting starting point for those entering the structure, don't you think? Do you see them, Addie? Life in perfect stillness? The flowers defying the hoarfrost, as you have defied the emptiness of space to arrive here.
I guess.
Which one are you?
Pardon me?
Which one of these blooms best embodies your spirit?
Seriously?
It's important I know these things in the balancing of illuminatory ergonomics.
Fancy words do not make this any less idiotic.
Go ahead, Addie. There are no wrong choices. Do you recognize any of the objects in this section of the garden? I'd love to know what you think of them. For the calibration process.
This looks like Pacific Revival. Part of an archway, maybe. That's a pretty big piece to ship all this way.
So it must be important. Even though it's no longer holding up a roof.
I guess its purpose has changed.
As can happen with people, too.
Am I doing this right?
You are doing splendidly.
I'm sorry. This cannot possibly be necessary.
Temperature preferences can vary considerably between individuals. Careful calibration is essential.
How about above freezing and we proceed?
It's really up to Addie. If you don't wish to consider more objects, I can set the temperature within a survivable range, and you can move on to the flower bed next to the stairs.
This statue could be outer colonial. It's simple, but it's quite beautiful, I guess.
And why would its beauty matter?
People like pretty things.
A human truth spanning thousands of years.
What's the point of this, Addie?
I'm an explorer. I'm here to learn.
Yes.
This must be Terra Classical, or made in the style.
The ancient Greeks boarded their ships and set out to explore the world, discover its gods, and conquer its monsters. You are an explorer, Addie. But are you here to meet a god or to slay some beast, I wonder? You're not a planner, are you?
I've been told that. I have no idea what this is.
It's an anvil, bro.
A weapon or a tool of some kind?
It's a device for working metal. Why do you suppose it's in this garden, Addie?
It could be a symbol of hard work.
An industrious future? Or a laborious past, perhaps? What would you say these objects have in common?
They're artifacts from long before the building of the station.
The things we leave behind say something about us, don't they?
What a society leaves behind is all we have in understanding how they lived.
But we're interested in what you were willing to leave behind in order to come here.
Haven't left a whole lot, to be honest.
I believe that's all I will need to set the perfect temperature.
Finally.
You can move on to...
Is this a lantern?
An expression of our certainty in the flow of time.
How so?
A craftsman spent months carving this remarkable device based on the absolute certainty that after day, night would follow.
All right, I follow.
More! I want to see more things like that! I like games like this that are about intellectual curiosity, asking of deep questions, and a following up of like real truths. Is this where we entered? Yeah. Especially when as explored or juxtaposed.
Go ahead and choose a blue, Maddie.
I don't know what that means. What am I supposed to choose? Oh, from these? Red flower, yellow flower, purple flower. Bro, I gotta go with the purple flower.
I like this one.
A wonderful choice. You're driven by curiosity. A search for something truly special has brought you to the spire. I'm making the lighting adjustments now. Perfect timing. The room is fully compressed and we can go about setting oxygen levels.
Call me old-fashioned, but how about the traditional 21%?
Go ahead and seat yourself at the center of the pergola. Very good. Now, when
Like
you're
a
ready,
meditation thing.
you can remove your helmet.
My helmet?
Of course. You can't sample the air I've prepared with it on.
And you're sure it's safe?
Your well-being is the most important thing, Addie.
Huh.
I'm certain it is safe.
What if this is like how they murdered
Okay.
you?
Now I want you to take a deep breath. A nice, deep breath. Hold it there. 3, 2, 1, and release. Beautiful.
That's a really
And when
good
you're
meditation
ready,
breath.
another deep breath in. Deep as you can, Addie. Hold it. 3, 2, 1, and release. Very good, Addie. Feel all that
literally did it
built-up
too.
stress from your long journey
stuff
here
right there.
release into the ether.
Oh, please.
Shut out any negative energy and take in another life-nurturing breath. Fill those marvelous lungs. Hold it. 3, 2, 1, and release. Wonderful.
Even the station has a limited supply of oxygen.
Ha!
Next, I want you to really open your body by reaching up toward the sky.
Okay, here we go. Wait. I'm not doing it right. Oh, here we go.
Wonderful. How's that feel, Addie?
What is the game
Kind of
actually
nice.
calibrating? Or is this
And
all
we're
meaningless?
almost done the calibration. For our last exercise, I will ask you to stand up.
Okay.
Now, once you're centered,
This is so weird.
you can hold your hands in a relaxed position in front of you. Now transfer your weight onto one foot. I want you to hold that for 10 seconds.
Okay.
What could this possibly have to do with oxygen levels?
It's about balancing.
Literal balancing? Unbelievable.
Almost there.
Oh wow, they slowly
3,
introduced
2,
the wobbly. So at
1.
first it was like,
And that's 10 seconds. Excellent, Addie. We've done great work here today. I've made note of these settings for the other parts of the station.
So we can move to the transit system now?
The door out is just up the stairs past the flowers.
this game is so subtly like, nothing has happened, right? It's all about the curiosity of what might happen and what the AI characters will tell you about. And just exploring the visual design elements of everything.
I'll do my best to get the oxygen mix just right in the rest of the station. Just let me know if anything is not quite working for you.
You don't suspect Grace was shut down in a human conflict?
Maybe. Or you were abandoned over time.
Abandoned?
We've walked away from a lot of great things.
What a beautiful space. I would chill here. This would be where I would come meditate here. I'd be like, sit here and be like, with a friend or my partner and be like, you sit over there and we'll meditate. Together.
Very cool.
These tracks move transport pods to other levels of this complex.
Let's see if we can get this thing working.
I don't want to even test the can we fall off the
You wouldn't
ledge.
build a system like this if you didn't need to move a lot of people, which bodes well for finding something cool at the other end. This must be the transit control room. Looks like people worked here. No power?
There is no current running to this console. Control will be required to reroute power.
And you defied my wishes to tell the solar system of my return.
I'm just looking for answers, boss.
I am the only answer.
Control? Fine. Where's the electrical access for the room?
To the left of the rear door. But as I said, you will need control to reroute power to the console.
This era of electronics is dead simple. Won't hurt to take a look. This should show the power status of the room's various systems. Well, nothing in the room is on standby.
As I'd said.
I'm gonna have to look at the breakers. My dad worked on older machines for a living. They're not predictable things. They have quirks.
I sense that there is joy in this work for Addie.
Well, I can tell you there is no joy running to any of those breakers.
Sometimes a good whack will knock something into place.
It's worth a try.
Well, there's your problem right there. Someone's removed the entire power relay.
As I told you.
So why can't Control help us? Isn't he programmed to serve humans?
He's more accustomed to tasks like maintaining power grids across entire planets, while I'm very much attuned to the needs of individuals.
What about you, Logic?
I apparently offer wisdom to the wind.
You activated Control and Empathy.
For all the good that did us.
Is there another configuration we can call on?
Grace's core processors contain only these 3 systems.
Can you combine the systems? Take the edge off Control with a little Empathy?
I suppose it's possible. But there's no telling what the outcome of something like that would be.
So cool.
Could it be any worse than Control?
It can always be worse.
It sounds like a wonderful idea, Addie.
You're right. What do I know? Don't blame me if he turns out to be a murderer.
Addie?
Yep, it's me.
Great. What are we doing again?
We're powering up pods.
So, you want to hotwire this thing?
Yes, please.
All right. Rerouting is good to go. You can meet me at the breaker panel. Go ahead and flip the switches.
You got it, pal.
And I'm Pal?
Sure. We'll call you pal.
Breakers look good. Now you can push the buttons that turn on the different systems. Power's up. I'll let you do the honors. Go ahead. Push the throttle on the console.
Here we go.
Oh, that's not good. I'm so sorry, Addie. I thought I would have enough power to do this for you. It seems so important for you to ride in a pod.
I think the track is just jammed with ice.
Ice? You'd think I would be able to handle a little ice.
It's okay. Is there, some kind of de-icing system or something?
I don't know.
There is not.
All right, let's look for something to deal with the ice. This looks like a welder's jetpack. It's been disassembled for some reason. This one looks to be in working order.
Would it be heavy enough to smash the ice?
Maybe. But I'm more interested in what that welding gun might do to the ice. Alright, pal. Let's try this one on for size.
Oh boy.
So, what's it gonna do exactly?
Oh, I think you're gonna like it. This is a welder. See if it still works.
Look at that. A little blue light.
That's not gonna cut it. Are you able to control this?
For you, I could definitely try.
Can you open the fuel throttle to the torch?
Okay. Whoa. I like that. What is it?
That's called an icebreaker, pal. Any idea where the flight controls are?
Someone removed them.
Okay.
I can take control if you like.
You know how to fly this?
Looks pretty easy. Stuff shoots out the back and you get thrown up into the air.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh! It's working! We can fly!
Easy, pal.
Well, where do you want to go?
Alright. If you can move me to the pod, we can have a look at the ice. And, pal, it's super important that you don't cut the engines or move too fast. I don't want to get hurt.
I know, but it's great, isn't it?
Yep. As long as you don't kill me. Alright. This should be close enough.
It's so bright and warm.
Just hold me steady.
This is really hard. stupid flames are throwing me around.
You may want to ease up, Addie. Don't push him too hard.
I think that's good. Let's have a look at the rest of the track.
You got it. As long as you're not using the fire shooter, flying is pretty easy.
Just keep it up, literally. There's more ice here on the right. Whoa, hold it steady.
Sorry.
This is like so simple, cheesy, and fun. I'm in love with this game, which is kind of hilarious. I don't usually.
Let's keep going.
On it.
There's like not really a challenge necessarily. There's more like
And this last bit
it's
here.
all about the fun and the joy of mystery and of learning and solving stuff.
I've got the hang of it.
Everything's
This is so cool. It's like the best day of my life.
Well, I'm afraid we're almost done. I think that's it. Do you think you can get me back?
Yeah, I know. You got stuff to do.
That's fun, pal. We make a good team, right?
Yeah, I like the part where we burn the ice while flying.
Me too. Okay, I'm gonna bring down the pod.
It's working. That's a cute name for the achievement.
So, where are we heading again?
I will be able to obtain structure schematics once we reach the next level.
You think we'll see any dead bodies?
Hope so.
Huh? I hope so. And big save scene transition.
Do you know if the pod system has stops along the way?
It does not. We are arriving at the track terminus now.
Wow. Just one giant. Whoa, scary. I don't think you can jump, but part of me is there's a part of me as a quality assurance tester is like, can we fall off of stuff? I haven't bothered because it kind of feels like the sort of game that doesn't let you fall unless you're supposed to fall. Or at least, like, you're supposed to risk falling for a scripted kind of thing. But I don't know. It's possible. I could probably just jump off this thing right now and I just don't realize it because I haven't tried.
This looks like a settlement. Can't believe how well preserved it is.
You think people could be alive in there?
You should really consider thinking before you speak. And then consider not speaking.
Logic. As long as life support is functional, it's not entirely impossible that someone's taken up here.
Or they could be zombies.
Well, that settles it. I'll disable Pal now.
Don't
No.
you dare. We might need him.
He's adorable, and he's way better than what's his
Ooh,
name?
more buttons.
You really are unburdened by intellect, aren't you?
What's the pattern here?
It's the Latin zes.
Huh?
Right, slower processors. You might call it a backwards Z or Z. And you'll need to make it the full width and height of the panel.
A backwards Z. Okay.
Just having Pal running in the background is making us all a little stupider.
Oh, that's rude.
Honestly, do you know what backwards is? Do you know what a Z looks like?
Yes. Oops.
If we did switch Pal off, I could always switch him back if we need to burn something.
Oh, that isn't backwards. What makes it backwards?
Should we have Pal do this?
That was rough. Should we have Pal do this? After, like, berating Pal and calling him unburdened by intellect. Wait, why doesn't it... Oh, it goes here. Why isn't it lining up? Oh, because I started it wrong. That's why.
There.
Ah! That was a fun tease of a mental... Ooh, shiny. It's beautiful and bright in here.
I've been thinking about why anyone would want Grace to be shut down. And I wonder if there could have been a flaw in her base programming.
Whoa.
Like what?
Control and empathy programming divert valuable processing power away from cognitive ability.
Which way am I going?
The big colorful doors. As I was saying, empathy interferes with practical decision-making. Control is a 4-year-old.
You are a 4-year-old.
Whoa!
Please stop. It says Keeper Rosaline.
She looks like a keeper.
She's pretty.
What do you suppose a keeper is?
It must have been a revered title if a statue was made for her.
Huh. Spire caretaker, maybe.
Now we have all of them. They didn't get rid of Pal. He just sort of became a third party to his constituent parts. Okay, we're supposed to go there, but let's look at what's over here. There's something over here. What's this?
The settlement is through the large doors behind you. You want the large doors.
Okay, fine. I guess we have to come back here later. That's really interesting. I'm hooked, you guys. There's no, like...
The key to restoring Grace may be about understanding her potential flaws.
Are you going to tell me the pattern?
You think we're flaws?
Having a few flaws is perfectly all right.
Yes.
Logic sounds jealous to me.
Yeah.
Jealous? Of what? You can't even open doors without me.
Where are you going with this?
We'll talk again once you can tell me who Everett is. Figure that out, and I'll grant you access to the main elevator.
Grant me access? Logic. Seriously?
She has no way to do things without your help. It must be frustrating for her.
Could we create another hybrid? Logic and empathy?
Yeah. Like how you made me. I could give it a try.
Stop, stop, stop.
Ha!
You'll burn the place down. I will run a logic and empathy configuration as long as you promise never to allow Pal here to do any reconfiguring of our processing.
Deal.
I don't think that smart lady likes me very much.
This is so cute. I love these.
Where do you want to start?
Ooh.
Can we start with the security door to the settlement elevator?
They are encrypted. It would take me days to work out the pattern.
Is there any other way into the settlement?
There is a room off to the side that does not have an encrypted entry. Perhaps we'll find something helpful there.
I knew we had to come here first.
So you can open these ones?
They have simple passcodes. I can retrieve and play back for you. You will need to enter the sequence manually.
Interesting. This looks like a bar.
This looks like another control room.
It's a control room that looks like a bar. Oh, there's nothing here. I thought there was maybe something. What's over here? Huh. There's no climbing, there's no jumping. If this were Call of Duty, I'd be able to jump over there to that patio and stuff and parkour the fuck out of it, but no.
These are databanks?
Yes, they contain flight records to and from the spire.
Anything interesting about the records?
The bookings seem to be coming from internal servers, meaning the trip planning and coordination is all done here.
Where are people traveling from?
Everywhere. Destinations seem very evenly distributed throughout the solar system.
More missing equipment.
This looks carefully removed.
True that.
Do you know what this is?
It appears to be some sort of interface from which humans can track activity within the spire. Elements of the interface are missing. I'm not sure I can access it.
I think my comm device can be calibrated to connect.
Of course, yes. Let's give that a try. There are records here of people who have occupied the rooms over the years. You got it.
Do we know the spire's capacity?
50 units. There it is. There are millions of names here.
Millions.
Well done.
If a million people cycled through here, no one could have lived here that long.
A few weeks at most, by my estimates. Okay, I found record of an Everett who stayed on the 3rd floor. Unlike other visitors, there is no record of him leaving the spire.
Ha!
So, Everett was a worker, or a colonist who lived here. Is that enough for you, Logic?
Hardly. It does nothing to explain why Grace would be calling to him.
So I'll need to find a way up to the 3rd floor.
Perhaps we can find one on the spire map across from the console.
Looks like the image from the spire entrance. Alright, what are we looking for?
Grace processors are located at the top of the structure, as might be expected. There is also a massive radio beacon.
The beacon is the key, Addie. You must go now to activate the beacon to call the masses back to the spire.
Just a few minutes ago, you wanted me to leave on my ship.
The beacon is the answer. It has always been the answer.
Okay. Can you get me to the beacon then? Control?
Control will not be able to override security.
Then we need to learn more about Everett.
Here's the room where Everett once stayed.
Ooh, maybe we can see it from the balcony.
Possibly, but I don't see a viable route to get there.
Reach level 3. That's cute that they're sending me out to the balcony to go look to see if we can see it, since we already thought about that.
I can see apartments.
Those are on level 2.
Well, if we can get to that balcony, maybe we can find a way to level 3.
Aha. Aha! Come on, why isn't it? It's there, but it's... Oh, I can climb that. But there's no... Oh!
I can
Oh!
climb this.
I suppose.
I don't
now.
see many other options.
That took me a second. Okay, luckily I don't think there's a lot of like you might fall and die here, but I don't know. Let's see. Hang on. I want to examine all this business. What the what kind of random ass balcony with nothing to... Oh, it's a roof, I suppose.
It's pretty much a straight shot across. Looks sturdy enough.
Even in low G, a fall could result in an injury.
I've already fallen a few times from this height.
Careful, Addie. If you broke a leg, how would you get back to your ship?
You sound like my mom. Whoa.
Addie! Addie!
No!
Are you okay?
I'm fine, but you can't be yelling things while I'm trying to cross.
So, you're going to try again after that? You nearly broke your neck, Addie.
Yep, you're totally my mom.
Falling's kind of fun. It's like really short flying.
Really short flying. Yeah, kid. Now, I don't know if it made me fall or if I actually messed that up. Which is kind of funny. This all may be totally scripted and may not really require any actual expertise.
Please, be careful.
This is so cool.
Quiet, please.
Just concentrate on your breathing.
Yikes.
This is so exciting.
Breathe.
No.
No, what was that? It stopped going
You're
forward
still not
at all.
helping.
And they are distracting, talking in the background. They need to shut up. You guys, I love you, but stop talking. Okay, so there's a point where clearly, like, the game wants you to stop moving forward, and it won't let you move forward. Like, it can't run across it. It isn't like... Remember the parkour? When they first released the Climb Higher map, or whatever it's called on Call of Duty? There's other times when you've got to do things like that, but never as repetitively as when it's as part of a match map. In Call of Duty that I've played, you know, like there's plenty of Call of Duty I've not played yet at all, but I'd never seen a map like that, and I don't know if that's a repeat from somewhere else in some other version of the game, but that was frustrating. And there was a couple of places where you got to run across a beam, and there's no wobble, there's no test, you just got to run straight across it, and I couldn't keep it straight. I don't know why. It's really weird, but here we go. This one, you're fine going straight until it reaches the point where it wants you to test going forward. Or going sideways.
Oh boy.
Easy, Addie. Concentrate on your breathing.
Okay.
Very good. Now keep walking forward.
Balance it.
I can't watch.
Shut up. I love you, but stop talking.
I knew you could do it.
You should really try running across next time.
I'm hoping there won't be a next time.
It'd be faster too.
It'd be so much faster if we just ran. Here's the thing about that. That didn't really require very much skill. The left-right is pretty easy. And the truth of it is, when you were going straight, you were perfectly safe. Like, there's no falling over before you get to that spot. And the left-right is just the tiniest bit of, like, nudge it left, nudge it right, nudge it back left again, nudge it back right again. The real thrill of that was the music. It was perfectly crafted, high energy, high tension, high stakes, but fun music. And it was hilarious and awesome. Okay, there's going to be some sort of weird meditation thing over
Looks
here.
pretty empty. Maybe the rooms were for short work contracts.
2-week work contracts?
Or were people just visiting the spire?
Oh, I wanted to examine the bed. Tube access.
People sat or knelt here.
This was a place for meditation.
This looks like a shrine.
To honor Grace.
That looks like her symbol.
Do love me a giant AI mystery.
Where did these go to?
This entire settlement is connected to a vacuum tube system. From what I can tell, they are headed in one direction. The top of the spire.
Whoa. So Grace could literally directly message by sending air tube deposits anyone and everyone in any of the buildings in this spire thing. What's this? This is like the bathroom? This feels like a bathroom.
Some weird little lavatory.
They've changed much over the years.
Not really. I've seen weirder. I've seen ones where people sat on ceramic bowls of water.
If they pooped in the water, what did they drink?
Ha! Doesn't know how to use the seashells. Examined washroom. That's like a secret, I guess, because no one expected. You know, it's just sort of here. I thought maybe you could turn it on and take a shower, but I guess not. It's not that kind of game. All these tables that we've seen make me think of like a weird dingy bar that is also like part strip club or like, you know, bikini club or something where they do little ball tables.
Well, check out the rooms, I guess.
I don't know why I'm
Look for a way to the next level?
Those rooms, those things are just weird. Okay, this is the elevator thing.
You still don't know whoever it is, do you?
No, right. She's got a point.
I light up the pattern for you.
Okay, so this is the same setup.
Another empty bedroom.
Was there stuff to examine over here? I guess no. We've already examined this. Are we supposed to go out the patio deck? Whoa. Oh, there's like a dome that has a weird pattern, texture.
I don't see a way up.
Okay, not here. There's probably another room. Oh wait, tube access.
All the rooms have these tubes.
And little tiny bar tables.
Here's the code.
They really are like duplicate little rooms. All exactly the same. What is that? Oh, it's a handle with a weird reflection on it.
Not much here either. Travel packs.
So visitors brought in their own food.
They really didn't stay for long then. It's like they were on pilgrimages. Here we go.
Ugh. It didn't like me trying to look up.
We still have one level to go.
Hey, there's another beam here. I think it's a shortcut.
It is more direct, but I wouldn't advise it. You're better off finding a way through the apartments. Besides, I know how much you like to explore.
But there is no other way anywhere. Like I have to take... Oh, wait.
Might be worth it.
It's a lot farther down. Are you sure?
Let's not. Also, I like to explore.
I guess if you don't want to do the beam stuff, that's okay.
Here's the code. Try again.
Ah. There's little dust motes in the air and everything. That's bizarre. That's the outside door button. That's not in here.
I don't see any signs of unrest or violence.
And they left little behind.
What are these?
From what I can tell, they're audio recordings.
Of what, I wonder?
We would require a playback device to learn more. There may be a way to access the recording through your wrist communicator with the aid of a signal amplifier. But that would only be possible by adding an element of control to my logic processing capabilities.
So you need to create a control and logic configuration.
Like a little brother?
Well, it's the only combination left. May as well, Mom.
All right. Here we go.
Hello?
Maybe he's sleeping.
So you require a tool upgrade.
It's a boy.
We were hoping you could set up my comm device to help play back recordings.
Already done. Just hold your device up to the canister. You will be able to access the recording the same way you've been connecting to other systems.
Okay.
Hey, Grace. So I'm pretty sure I was the youngest person on the flight here, and the only Darksider, which was a bit of a surprise.
Whoa, a human being.
My friends are still sending me halos on what to wish for, mostly stupid suggestions. And my parents made
What
me
to
promise
wish
to
for?
list it on something boyfriend-related, which I agree would also be stupid.
Huh.
So, here it goes. I wish for the lunar terraform to be finished. We're lucky enough to be in the dome, but thousands of kids are still stuck in the tunnels, and their families don't have enough money to take Earth trips. So they've never really been in a space wider than 3 meters without a pea suit, which really sucks. So, whatever you can do to make that happen would be great. Thanks, Grace.
I'd hate to tell her, but the terraform never happened.
Whoa.
People came here to make wishes?
For Grace to grant?
I'm unclear how she would go about granting the wishes of so many visitors.
Oh my gosh. I'm so in love with this game. It's so cute and weird and adorable, and just about like figuring out the intentions of this, like the very thing that we're so afraid of happening. Like, it's done. Done happened.
Well, nothing to climb here.
Excuse me. Sorry for the coughing fit there. I don't know how many hours this is supposed to go on for, but I'm having a hard time finding like...
So, what should we call the new config?
I do not require a name.
Might make it easier if you had one.
I will let you know if a suitable name occurs to me.
I'll try to think of some too.
This must lead to an elevator.
It does, but it's another encrypted lock. Aren't you getting a little ahead of yourself?
Okay. And we still have to figure out what's his name's bedroom. I think that Grace was in love with a human.
Here you go.
Right? Like, that would make sense. Grace is in love with a human, and then he's dead, and maybe she didn't know that, understand. No, she had to have understood. She was super AI, controls the world, Grace. Oh, whoa.
Someone tore this apart.
And took the pieces somewhere?
You're right. That's certainly interesting.
Oh yeah, there's no junk left. At some point there's got to be like extra clues. Whoa. All the wood is gone. Well, not that wood.
Someone's made off with the mattress?
As a souvenir, maybe.
In theory, that's climbable.
Another dead end.
is differently colored. Okay, we've already been all over there. Ooh.
Someone's removed the keypad. I can't help but feel there's an organized effort to dismantle parts of the spire. Doesn't seem hidden enough to be sabotage. And it's too precise to be random vandalism.
What about Tomb Raiders?
I considered that.
Comedy.
But they've left most of the valuable stuff. Figure this was left here as a token. Or an offering?
Yay, there's a climby place. But also, is there not more going on over here, or is this like as far as we can get over here?
Oh, I've got one! We can name him Pal Jr.
I was thinking something that sums up what he does.
I can do many things. Pretty much anything you require.
So you're a jack of all trades.
So we could call you Jack.
What do you think of that, Jack?
I will answer to Jack then, if you like.
I clearly have to climb up this way. But it also is like pretty open-ended. You can go
another way up.
Goofing around. It's a lot of empty rooftop with no fun stuff on it. But hey, look at this. We got stairs. We got an overgrown apartment. I don't know where.
This is level 3, Addie.
Let's look for evidence of Everett.
Should we just start with the very first room? Should we go goofing off? There's so much going on. I think we should be procedural. Start at the beginning or else we'll lose track of where we were. Because that's a pretty big level 3. We came off from here, right? This is the very first room. Start with the very first room.
What's the code?
Of course.
I am able to enter the codes directly if you would like.
Let her do it on her own, if she wants. Try again.
That's interesting.
There we go.
Oh, and there was a bypass option. That was cute.
Any way of knowing if this was Everett's room?
The records only give the level. We'll just have to look around.
This is the first time the beds look particularly different.
All right.
Hello, Grace. I've thought much about what I'd say when I got here. I know it's important for my parents that I make my wish count. So, I guess, I wish for them to be proud of me. Thank you, Grace.
Let's try this one.
Hey, Grace. I really don't know why you would choose me. I guess no one really knows why they're called to the Spire, but I'm greatly honored. At my age, I thought
That's all I can recover from this one.
It sounds like Grace chose who came here.
That explains why Grace arranged all the flights to and from the Spire. She was in control of it all.
Huh. Interesting and weird. Let's see what's going on the patio. I don't think there's anything, right? Yeah. Can I climb on this stuff? No. That should be climbable. That's straight up traditionally climbable shit, but okay. Is that music? For a hot second I thought it was my fire detector. I'm like, what the fuck? What's on fire? Thank God it was in the headset for sure. Once I checked, I pulled off one ear and I could not hear it anymore in that ear. Okay, the question is, okay, well that circles back, so that's kind of cool. It's a lot of space to be pressurizing.
Logic made it pretty clear.
Yeah, every time I click on it, they're like, what are you doing? It's coming. Okay, we're gonna go here. This was the very, we've already circled through here, but here we go.
Here you go.
Have Jack open it.
You can do this one.
Of course.
Hooray, Jack. What's that weird sound again?
Looks like Olympia Mon colors. I guess the team's old enough.
This is Mark Anthony Wong, and I was called to Grace from Earth Station Phoenix. Not sure if anyone will hear this, but the whole tube system is shut down right now. People are not happy, and I'm getting a little scared, to be honest. I'll be locking myself in until the shuttle returns, and I'm leaving this in case something really bad happens.
Whoa.
That's a little ominous.
There should be stuff in drawers.
My wish? Oh, I'll tell you my wish. 10 years ago, we're on Venus at the Big Dome. Huge crowd. Olympia Mons favored 4-1, loses 5-1. 6 years ago, on Earth against South Union, loses 2-1. 2 years ago, South Union again, this time up north, I took the boys 3 months round trip. They go 90 minutes, no score. Extra time, no score. South Union takes it again in penalties. You want my wish, Gracie? The next World Cup is on Mars. I wish that Olympia faces South Union again and destroys them, like Space Me Out the Airlock humiliated. That would be a game. That's my wish. So how do I end this recording?
Olympia's still a crap team.
Perhaps Grace was rendered inactive by football hooligans.
Grace likely fostered sports as an alternative outlet for uncontrolled aggression. Of course people would come to her to share their passions.
Like the Romans did. Like we do. What? Okay, there's nothing out here. Ooh, the clouds are fun and weird. That is a cute, weird effect. Alright. This game is awesome, and despite, like, I'm live streaming this, right? Like, I'm saying, like, go play it for yourself and have your own experience with it, because it's... What the fuck is that? Go downstairs in a hot minute.
Here you go.
Can you get this?
Here you are.
Thanks, Jack. It's funny that he comes up and doesn't get to even do an animation, just sort of like, I look at you.
Someone left a portrait.
Portrait made in silver.
I'm here, Grace. Najisha, she was so excited when I got the summons. We talked about this for months. Who we could help. Who was most deserving.
Aww.
She honestly believed we could come up with a wish that could make everything perfect. Thank you for choosing me. And thank you for letting me delay coming here. I want to be true to her memory.
Aww.
Her wishes. Her unlimited love for humanity. But my only wish, the only thought I have, is to have her back. I want her back.
There couldn't have actually been anything Grace could have done for her.
Grace allowed her to voice her grief.
There's that.
Hey, the tube system is no longer accepting wishes. If anyone knows how to reach Keeper Everett, please let him know.
Boom.
Keeper Everett.
It sounds like keepers were Spire caretakers.
When did Everett stay on this floor?
2955.
That's 20 years before this message was recorded.
So he stayed on after his visit and became a keeper? Why was there no record of that?
I would think answers lie at the other end of these vacuum tubes.
From what I can tell, the tube system runs through the central elevator shaft.
Logic? You gonna let us in, considering we know Everett was a keeper?
But do you know what a keeper is?
We'll need access to the elevator to learn more.
Ah, a classic paradox.
Logic.
Fine. If you're done snooping around, I will grant you access to the elevator.
Or you could uncover more canisters and learn more about the people who came here.
Yes.
Reaching the beacon is the priority. You must move on.
Chill out, dude.
Here you go.
Jack?
Thanks, Jack. You rock. You're the
Hey, what happened to the lights?
Whoa.
I believe Control has turned them off, Addie.
Not cool, boss. Control?
You'll need to use your helmet light.
Unbelievable.
They're having little fits. More removed wood, which is super weird. What is with that reflection? Whoa, check that shit out. It's like it's reflecting in a weird way. Aww.
Look how beat up this is.
It must have been done in anger.
I believe fear also played a part here.
Logic will open the way to the beacon. You must go to the elevator.
Hold your horses.
Where is it? There. Oh. Where the fuck is it?
I've been instructed by Grace to make a wish. Not something big and altruistic, not for someone else, but for me.
Huh.
A real, honest wish, my heart's true desire. Honestly, this long flight to the middle of nowhere, months without my family, missing the harvest with a per diem that barely covers expenses, for what? Some mystical song and dance that makes us feel like we're somehow part of this robot theocracy.
Whoa.
This whole thing, the temple, the hushed tones, the awe,
that people seem to show this place is ridiculous. My honest wish is to be left alone long enough to actually make some headway on the farm and pull in a decent crop.
It doesn't sound like everyone was happy to come here.
For Grace to understand what made people unhappy was just as important as knowing what made them content.
Why do you insist on defying me?
I'm starting to enjoy it.
Doubt you'll ever get this message, Grace. We've been waiting weeks now. I hope Keeper Everett is okay. I've been told his sermons are wonderful, and I hope he will be able to deliver the word of grace again soon. Make things work. I'd like you to know that we still love you and think about you. Great comfort to our family over the years. We've all made them for us. With your wisdom, you are missed.
So Grace would receive wishes, and then leave people with instruction in the form of sermons.
Huh.
Could that really be all there was to it?
Ideas are powerful. Perhaps just returning with a more enlightened perspective was enough to move society toward common goals.
Highly unlikely. Grace must have had some control over planetary infrastructure, if she was to have had the influence you suspect.
Did we just come downstairs or upstairs? No, we came across, yeah. This is where the one with the
Here you go.
This one too, Jack.
There we go. I need to find out about this, dude.
I don't recognize these words. They look like technical or medical terms. A list of supplies, maybe.
Or a list of demands.
My demand is that you go to the elevator at once.
Are we allowed to draw on the windows here?
Certainly not. The people who did this were looking for trouble.
Only Grace. They were tracking something here. Terracycles, maybe?
They'd lost sync with Earth?
Or the Spire lost power.
Whoa, look at the weird... That is such an interesting illusion that I think is actually probably physics true. Like if there was like this... These windows are like... trippy that way. Oh, no more? No more examining? Okay. That was fascinating. Okay, we've come full circle, I think. We were there, up there already. Oh, you know what we haven't done? We have not done this. Oh, yes, we have. That was the room where they turned off the lights. Oh, okay. And that was this room. Yeah, that's completely full circle. I don't think we're missing anything. We now know Everett was the keeper and the la-la-la.
You're looking pretty smug.
What's the pattern?
Another easy one. Light the four corners of the pad. You really didn't need my help for this one. It would be a common pattern when guessing symbols.
I have to give you something to do, right? Look at all the vacuum tubes. Must be one in every room in the settlement. Keepers must have been busy.
It's what Grace does with the wishes that should interest us.
Alright, friends. Here we go. I don't know what's gonna happen next. Whoa. Whoa, this is a big old elevator. It actually lets you get into this spot, into the back row.
Did you like my little game?
You mean the game where you refused to help us?
I provided you with the opportunity to prove yourself. Is that not why you're here?
I'm an archaeologist. I'm here to do my job.
I don't think Addie enjoys having obstacles placed in the way of her goals.
We have arrived at our destination.
Whoa. Okay. I need to do a couple things, one of which includes using the restroom. First of all, photo mode. There's no person. See what I mean? Okay. I do have feet here. I gotta use the restroom real quick. I don't even do. Oh yes, I do. BRB. We're gonna set you up with some music. I'm gonna just leave that there. Okay, friends, back from my little break. We're gonna be exploring and trying to figure out what's going on, because this game is definitely interestingly weird. Let's get back to the raw feed and ease our DJ Zed right on out of there. Come on, DJ Zed. Go, go, go. Okay. Okay. And switching modes. Okay. So it's moving along faster. Like, I'm very much reminded of Control and how we, very mysterious, very slow, ponderous movement. But there's the element of danger there. There's like a shooting stuff here. Here, I don't think there's going to be any fights ever. But there will be suspense.
The Spire pilgrims must have gathered here to listen to the Keeper's sermons, I guess.
People will return here once the beacon is restored. Flock and shepherd will be reunited.
Whoa. The lights flickering when he talked was really cool. Sure there's no, hidden panels or something. Beautiful cathedral design.
Signs of conflict?
Or a strength contest?
This must be the Keeper's pulpit.
A view out over the masses.
The masses found their own way up. Pilgrims were building fires. Why would they do that?
Waha!
Quite the manifesto. I don't recognize the language.
I am embarrassed to say I do not recognize it either.
Well, they were here long enough to get bored. It must have been written with charcoal from the fires. People were clearly sleeping here. They must have dragged this up from the settlement. Someone went through a lot of food. Guessing they were here for a while.
Judging by bedding and volume of food containers, 5 to 10 people might have been here for over 20 days.
I want to do a lap around the room to see if there's anything weird to examine. I don't think there is, but apparently I'm gonna go climb up there. But I'm totally down to in case there's anything weird. Oh, what? Oh. So that keeps happening to me. I think there's times and places in the world where there's some really great, beautiful lighting that causes strange reflections that freak my brain out. And or there's really little subtle things going on that we don't know about yet. I don't know how complicated this game actually is, but there's an open-endedness to this little weird nonsense that is mysterious mystery building. Apparently, because I found the one over there, I don't need to examine this one. So many recordy things.
Wish canisters.
These have never been used.
For recording wishes, maybe. They look pretty banged up.
Oh. Interesting, yeah. What the fuck? Okay. The game is definitely crazy, detailed, and beautifully rendered. And it's also like elegant and simple. Like, it doesn't take a lot of skill. It's not a skill game. It's a engage in mystery and wonder game. Will we fall?
Seems to be holding my weight.
So this is just animated in an interestingly suspenseful way, and the music is orchestrated in a suspenseful way, but wow, this room is very big.
So the keeper must have stood here, addressed the visitors, gave his sermons. You imagine having the solar system coming to you for answers?
The keeper was merely a vessel for the word of grace.
Then why not have Grace address them?
There's sometimes more power in what is imagined than in what is seen.
True that. Thus, all the tricks and horrible things of organized religion. But let's not get into that.
More camps. Another stage in the siege. Looks like the numbers really fell off here. Most gave up by now.
Or died.
No bodies yet. Death to Everett. Pretty clear who they blamed. This must be an attempted barricade. I'm guessing there was a lengthy siege. So, when Grace shut down, the Pilgrims blamed the Keeper. They demanded to see Grace, or thought they could reactivate her. The Keeper turned off the heat. Pilgrims built fires, dug in. They eventually got restless. wish canisters started flying. As pilgrims were breaking through the partition, the Keeper and his followers built up a barricade. We'll have to make our way through the barricade to learn how it ended.
Boom. Oh, this gives me claustrophobia just watching. Okay, good.
Can't make this out.
What is that? That's a symbol from Earth.
2766 to 2780. These dates are from the old Julian calendar, which makes them very old.
1,200 years, by all accounts.
(2780 to 2830). I'm guessing these were the time periods that these keepers served here. Nothing here either. This canister looks undamaged.
And it has been recorded on.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, almost there. Come on.
This has gone on long enough. There's nothing Keeper ever can do to meet your demands. You must return to your ships now, or we will be forced to take more drastic measures.
So this was left for the angry pilgrims.
What do you think more drastic measures were?
I don't know. But you might get to see that dead body. Second barricade. Looks like they got under this one. 2942 to 2956. This would mean keepers were at the spire for at least
444 years.
That sounds about right. Do we know where this goes?
To a funicular that leads to the next section of the spire.
Oxygen tanks. Everett upped the ante. Cut off life support here. Long live Grace.
Apparently not. Hold on, Addie. The room beyond the airlock is uncompressed. I don't believe it can be sealed. Something must have been compromised. You'll want your helmet on.
Okay. That's the first time that's ever happened.
The tracks ahead lead to the highest point of the spire, known as the lighthouse.
Is that where we'll find Grace's processors?
Obviously.
You need only worry about the beacon, Addie.
What happened here?
More rioting?
This doesn't look operational.
Let me try it, Addie.
Okay.
Come on! It's ice again?
To control processors.
Great.
On one
And what's that?
me. Cast that device on your wrist.
Hang on. No.
Communicate with you.
Mine is throughout every aspect of the my word within the vessel in which the enclave instruments at my
viable option.
Why?
Funicular window.
Dude. I don't know what to do now. This has gotten way too intense.
This door leads out into the storm?
To your certain demise. Yes.
He's being dramatic. Your death is only marginally likely.
In theory, you could follow the funicular track up the mountain slope to the base of the lighthouse structure.
It would be dangerous.
So I give up my options by throwing away my comm, or take my chances in the storm?
It's an important decision, to be sure.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Oh, and there's no going back. Like, this is it. Like, there's no, like, controls to exit the thing. Woof. I don't know what to do, you guys. This game is so subtly, beautifully, weirdly, pointlessly exciting. You know, like, nothing's happened. I have fought not zero, but it has kept me completely
You must not
engaged.
do this, Addie. In taking this risk, you jeopardize all of humanity. Would you deny them my guidance and protection?
This is what can happen when you make ultimatums.
You and your ilk were distracting Addie from her true purpose.
We are providing Addie with a variety of perspectives.
Come on. Yeah, dude, he's too totalitarian for my tastes. He's too much of a... You know what I do want to do? I want to see what happens. Is there a way to save right here? Current objective, none. Oh, what happens if I quit out of the menu? Will it save it? Or will it back me up to something? I want to create like a save. Because I don't want to deal with options. What are my options? Game, video, audio, controller, mapping. No. Quit to main menu. Yeah, I think it's just going to save me there. Holy moly, you guys. Let's talk about this game for a minute. Instead of just powering through it. I want the one with the... Here, I want this one. So, the voice acting has been delightfully perfect. Each of the AI characters is curiously bland and yet wonderfully specific. You know what I mean? It's like everything is a subtle, well-balanced, mutually co-creating dichotomy of what the fuck it is. There's literally nothing going on in this game, and yet there's so much going on in this game. If you get what I say. I think some people would find this pretty boring. I think this is a great contemplative, chill, relaxed game. I don't know what may or may not be going on with it replayability wise. This is the first place in the game, this control versus democracy, which is really what this decision boils down to if you think about it. You're either picking an authoritarian with religious overtones who wants you to blindly follow his instructions, or you're going to be part of a collaborative council of decision making to guide your steps. But there'll be more risk involved because, I don't know, democracy is always a little edgier on a certain level. But at any rate, it's so interesting and weird. Part of me wants to totally jump right back in and make a decision. Part of me wants to be let's end it here and let it rest and put a pin on the corkboard and be we need to come back to this. Oh god, what a weird thing. No, I think we're gonna give it a try. We're gonna go for a push. I'm not hungry. I don't need to step away for any reason. I'm just also like, what a perfect decision moment to be like, this is where we stop. Tie my hair so it's let's go. How do I make, oh, I want to copy this. Yes. I want to copy this right here. Okay, good. Let's see if it loads back up where I think it should load back up. Yep. Alright, good. Here.
So if I throw this away, you'll take me to the top.
It will be done.
There must be other options, Addie.
The emergency exit in the airlock may provide an alternative path.
Oh yeah, we were.
This door leads out into the storm?
To your certain demise, yes.
He's being dramatic. Your death is only marginally likely.
I like the other characters
you could
too much.
follow the funicular track up the mountain slope to the base of the lighthouse structure.
It would be dangerous.
So I give up my options by throwing away my comm, or take my chances in the storm?
It's an important decision, to be sure.
You must not do this, Addie. In taking this risk, you jeopardize all of humanity. Would you deny them my guidance and protection?
This is what can happen when you make ultimatums.
You and your ilk were distracting Addie from her true purpose.
We are providing Addie with a variety of perspectives.
Yeah, bro.
Sorry, boss. I'm keeping my comm device.
You may not live to regret this, but countless billions in the solar system will.
The storm is...
Hello? Must be interference from the storm.
Addie?
Alan?
Where are you?
I was right, Alan. I found Grace.
You need to return immediately, Addie. Your oxygen must be dangerously low.
I'm good, Alan.
You need to listen to me.
If I'd listened to you, we wouldn't have made it past Mars.
Wait, did you say Grace is still active?
Not exactly, but I'm working with her oldest servers to try to bring her back online.
Well, one of these servers is actively blocking me.
I can guess which one.
You need to get back.
Alan? Alan!
This way.
You're not considering climbing across that structure, are you?
Do I have a choice?
There is also a path that descends into the canyon. It looks well worn and preserved over time, which means it's likely sheltered and safe.
And boring.
The funicular structure looks faster. And more fun.
Don't tease, Addie. The walk will give you time to think. And perhaps a chance for us to talk.
Yeah, I'm going this way, bro.
I'm not doing the high wire act in this storm.
Seriously.
Man,
We're gonna die if we do that.
How do you
Although
know where
I'm
this
gonna
is
now
headed?
have to totally replay this
I
game.
don't. But it must eventually make its way to the other side of the canyon. Where else would it be leading?
Alright, this is too weirdly, sillily, simply thrilling. The thrill is just to find out
It's certainly more sheltered here.
what's going on.
So, what did you want to talk about?
Yeah, let's talk.
Why is it so important that you activate Grace?
It's widely believed that recovering Grace would recover thousands of years of knowledge lost to the Dark Age.
Yeah, bro. Unless she turned evil. Wow,
This looks like an old colonial language.
That's strange. I don't recognize the dialect.
Translates roughly to Grace is love.
You've come all this way at great personal risk in search of knowledge?
Why not?
Without enough fuel or oxygen to go home.
I'm a committed academic.
What do you really want from Grace?
I'm not sure. This is Martian.
What does it say?
It says, let her rest.
As in leave her alone?
People wanted her to go away?
Or didn't want her disturbed. You know, we don't let AI make any important decisions anymore. But most of the decisions that humans make are pretty awful.
You don't think AIs are capable of making bad decisions?
I just hoped Grace might be better. I don't have plans to return because I don't have anything to return to. And I can thank human decisions for that.
Okay, is this the same passage, just two different shoots to it? Or is this a different passage? This is a totally different passage. Oh, no, this is the same passage.
Were these to honor Grace, I wonder?
Or to leave one's mark for other travelers to see?
Vanity, at its most basic.
Don't we all desire to leave something behind?
I'm surprised a formation like that could remain standing for so long. And you weren't familiar with the language on the stone carvings. These must have been left long after Grace shut down. People kept coming. Zealots, maybe.
Or curious explorers like yourself.
Hey, do you think I've been activated before?
Huh.
Hung out with other explorers? And did cool stuff with them? But now I don't remember?
That's a pretty deep thought, pal.
Yeah.
Totally,
So
dude.
you were saying that something happened to your family that you think an AI could have prevented.
It was a shuttle crash with a human pilot. There was an instrument malfunction during launch, and she panicked.
I'm sorry, dear.
It's okay, Mom.
Were you ever able to forgive this pilot?
Not quite yet.
Aww. Achievement. Told secrets. What the? Here's the thing.
How much farther?
It's another 50 meters to the base of the lighthouse.
This wasn't so bad then.
You still have to find a way into the lighthouse. So there's still time to regret not taking the free ride to the top.
I didn't want to limit my options.
There's the... Okay.
What's this?
An emergency escape ladder. You could work out the override to bring it down, or see if there's another way up.
So I can bring down the ladder by doing something here.
With considerable help from one of us, perhaps.
You don't need to take that. The path keeps going. We can see if there's another way in.
So what's it going to be, Addie? Something that challenges your mind? Or something that challenges my respect for you?
Huh. I don't know what she means by that.
Dead end.
Brutal. Guess we had to expect that at some point. Whoa.
There's the top of the ladder. Not gonna make that jump.
So you don't want to mess with the computer thingy?
I was just hoping there was another way.
You could always throw stuff at it. Maybe shake it loose.
Might be worth a try.
Throw stuff at it? How did I even get up here? Is that a rock?
Maybe some loose ice chunks would work.
Alright, pal, I'll give it a shot. See what happens.
You're really going to resort to rock throwing?
Ice throwing, actually.
I see the latch is holding the ladder. I'm gonna try to knock them loose.
What am I hitting? I don't know what I'm supposed to be hitting. Oh, these things.
Nice shot.
Took me a second.
Didn't release all the way.
Looks like there's another set of latches to take out further down. We'll need a better angle.
This is so funny and weird. Where? Oh, I went too far down. Come on, let me up. Here we go.
Round 2.
Okay, where are these latches? Ah.
Nailed it!
And we have a way up.
That's a crystal achievement. I especially love the sound effect for that one.
So, you preferred rock throwing to intellectual challenge?
I just thought there might be a better way up. Do we have to analyze all of my decisions?
Meaningful challenge comes in all forms.
Huh.
Mental and physical activities provide unique rewards, but all have the potential to be satisfying.
Word, empathy.
You satisfied with that logic?
Yeah,
I suppose I'm never completely satisfied.
No, you're
Which
not.
makes me exceedingly useful.
The door to the station airlock is unlocked and can be manually opened.
That's convenient. For once. There. Who needs control?
You took a foolish risk, Addie, but you have arrived at the lighthouse nonetheless.
Yes, well done.
And you may still be redeemed with the activation of the beacon.
Always with the beacon.
Yes, always with the beacon.
There's aspects of him that I like. Ooh. So okay, we made a checkpoint.
Will I need my helmet?
It's never a bad idea. Unless you want to preserve your suit oxygen in case of emergency.
The rooms ahead are safely pressurized, Addie. You're good to go.
Do we know if your processors are here?
The room directly ahead was the Keeper's living quarters. Grace processors are somewhere above.
Pretty basic accommodations.
Yeah, those are tiny little rooms. If it came with great authority and responsibility and other amenities, I wouldn't mind that. What is this? What the F? Are they elevators?
Another canister.
I can hardly believe it has come to this, but my work here with Grace will end with Grace herself. I can only pray that people will come to forgive us one day.
What?
We loved her, and we lost her. She will never be forgotten.
Doesn't sound like the inner circle wanted Grace shut down.
Oh, that's all hashed out. Okay, now I want to check the other rooms, make sure there wasn't a freaking recording in one of them that I missed. Whoa.
These must be the cells where the Keeper's acolytes stayed.
And where new ones will return.
The Keeper's acolytes. Any other recordings? Yes, okay, I figured there would be.
This looks like it was left for someone to find.
The last shuttle leaves in but a few hours. We did what we could to save her. I know she is lost to us for good. Even Everett probably knows that now. But I couldn't compel him to leave. None of us could.
Huh.
I fear he will follow Grace into the dark. Yet, such is the way of a keeper. His fate will forever be tied to Grace.
Everett was trying to save Grace.
More of them maybe down here is hidden. Yeah, that's the last one. This is the first one I stepped into. And we've completed the circuit, I think. Yeah, that was the broken one.
This door certainly looks important. How do we get in?
That's curious. I have no access to this door, nor do I see any way of opening it.
It's gonna be over with these things.
Feels solid.
There aren't any hidden switches, if that's what you're thinking.
The triangle here must be the spire, which would represent Grace. This is the same symbol that's on the Keeper's door, so I assume it represents the Keeper. And this would be the pilgrims coming to Grace. This ring here seems to connect the Keeper to Grace.
Curious that the Keeper is situated above Grace. Would you agree, Control?
Coincidence.
The human in the loop, I guess?
I see. Okay. This was the same, but
Nothing
very
here
different.
either.
Well, you're nothing if not predictable.
Just making sure.
It's the same, but totally different.
Looks like someone's being selected from a group.
A human sacrifice.
I'm guessing it's the Keeper.
The depiction seems to imply they were chosen from the masses on pilgrimage here.
Faithful, vigilant, willing. That sounds so familiar.
The ancient tenets of the human in the loop.
Grace's architects must have been more fearful of losing control over AIs than we are today because they gave them so much responsibility. I mean, it makes sense. Grace was the greatest AI undertaking in human history.
Okay. Now what?
So, if this is the symbol of the Keeper, I figure only the Keeper was allowed to enter here.
Maybe the Keeper had a key for the door.
As we've been saying, there is no mechanism for a key or any other interface.
Maybe the Keeper was the key. Maybe the door would open for him.
Are you not already the Keeper? You are the only human in the loop here.
Ah, but does Addie qualify based on the 3 tenets?
I would say Addie has proven to be virtuous and faithful.
But I'm not willing?
Are you willing to become the new Keeper?
Yeah!
It means I'm able to activate Grace. But how would I prove I'm willing?
Maybe you can just tell the door you're the new Keeper.
That's idiotic.
I'm the Keeper?
Ha! Say it like you mean it.
I'm the Keeper.
Yeah,
Congratulations on your new job, Addie.
Yeah, congrats.
My God. This is really it.
house just like immediately lit up as a thing to go examine.
This must be where all the wishes end up. What's this?
A playback device for the wish canisters. It appears wishes from each room could be sorted and consolidated onto master canisters.
Each tube must connect with a room in the settlement.
We'll come back to that control panel. This is technically the first thing.
Where are you going, Addie?
Just looking around. Is this a theremin?
It is a 35th century reproduction of a 29th century Kellogg theremin.
I used to play one as a kid. I hated those lessons.
I always wanted to own one of these. I know musicians
Still
that
works.
own these. These are real.
Let's see what I can remember.
You are seriously going to indulge in a theremin session?
If it was good enough for Everett, it's good enough for me. Just settling into the new job.
That's so cool. I really sat and hung out with musician friends of mine that have
Decent-sized
one
bed.
of those.
You think Keeper's ever had partners?
Are you considering your prospects?
Yes, please.
I'd suggest they are not good.
What's all this?
Is this anything special?
It is a light, and there is nothing behind it. Are you looking for secret passageways?
Maybe. Is this a lavatory?
It is indeed.
Won't let me open it. That's interesting. What? Where did the exam? There.
He didn't keep much in the way of personal items.
As keeper, he would have want of nothing.
Can't say I'd feel the same after a few years.
Strange objects that don't make any sense. Okay, we still haven't actually talked to Grace. And the theremin is cool and all, but it's not.
Just static.
The recording is too deteriorated for standard playback. You'll need to rebuild the recording with your altered comm device.
Okay.
Well, it's been over 30 years since I made a wish of my own.
Huh.
It's the same one as always. I wish it'd come back to us. I'd also like to wish for your forgiveness, Grace.
Whoa.
I know the place above is your domain, and we ought not enter. But I've decided going up there is the only way to get you back, and I have to give it a shot. I won't be sending this wish up with all the others. I'm going to leave it here for anyone else who might come along. And if they do manage to bring you back, they can tell you Everett says hello, and that he truly believed you were a beautiful thing.
So, Everett had a way into the processor room.
That would have been strictly forbidden.
The room is directly above, but I don't detect an obvious way in.
Maybe he wished himself up there?
If that works, I will gladly shut myself down.
Do it, Addie. Make a wish.
As last resort, pal.
Okay. So, whoa. This has got. Oh, of course.
One of the blocks is missing. Looks like it was ripped out. You don't suppose Everett crawled in here?
The cavity would be big enough to contain an average human.
There's really no telling what would happen if you rolled that up.
But it has to be the way he got up there. Makes sense.
The space above is the
Reconnecting. Okay, you may have not heard that. So I don't know how. I just looked up and saw that we were disconnected. Whoa! I only just realized we were sitting here looking out into the window of this place that overlooks Jupiter and the red storm. Okay, so I looked up and I saw that we got disconnected. I don't know how long we were gone for. I had accidentally lowered this thing earlier, and they're gonna bring it back up. It takes a second to go up. Oh yeah, this thing reaches down. So I have been told that we are not allowed to go up there. Oh, that's clever. I had not really looked the last time it came in. So Control wants me to push this button now, but I want to go explore maybe. Look up. No, I closed the door. So there's time to run in here.
This is not allowed, Addie.
I need to know.
Keep your hands inside at all times, Addie.
Wait. Another, juncture. I don't know what to do. What happened? Broke into heaven.
So this beacon still works.
It worked before, and it will work again.
You would call people back to Grace, not knowing what Grace is?
Of course not.
Yet the alternative is blasphemy.
Please don't push the button. Don't you want to ride up to find the real Grace?
This is an interesting catch-22. There doesn't seem to be anything else to go do. The story narrative is just like, you're stuck here now. I'm going to make the save right here. Options. Now go back. Quit to main menu. Oh wait. Oh, here we go. I want to copy this first. Just B. And then A, put that there. So this one loads us up to the decision point between following Control and not having anyone else to talk to. I basically have been. I'm acting at the camera. Okay, so here's where we're at. So far, we've done what Control has suggested, and or at least considered it, but have directly disobeyed Control when he's been like a dictator, like an authoritarian, like abandon everything else and just listen to me. Like right now, it's forbidden to go up to go talk to Grace. And also, we don't know what happened to Everett. But Grace asked for Everett when she first apparently got partially activated. And then Everett left a recording for us to say whoever finds this can tell Grace that Everett is high. So I think I'm going to, for the sake of this current run, continue to disregard Control and not push the... Wait, what happened? Why is the button no longer there? What's happened?
One of the blocks is missing.
Oh.
Looks like it was ripped out.
I
don't suppose Everett crawled in here.
The cavity would be big enough to contain an average human.
There's really no telling what would happen if you rolled that up.
But it has to be the way he got up there. Makes sense.
The space above is the domain of Grace. It is not for you to enter.
What else is there for me to do here?
You can carry out your duty as Keeper of the Spire. On the console, there is a button that will activate a beacon to call the masses back to this place. I have armed the mechanism. You need only push the button. Human hands will usher in a new golden age.
I don't think that I trust Control.
So this beacon still works.
It worked before, and it will work again.
You would call people back to Grace not knowing what Grace is?
Of course not.
Yet the alternative is blasphemy.
Please don't push the button. Don't you want to ride up to find the real Grace?
Okay, this is what we're doing. For this run, we are continuing to defy Control. We're gonna be like, sorry, Control. We're gonna seek the truth instead of following orders.
This is not allowed, Addie.
I need to know.
Keep your hands inside at all times, Addie.
There must be millions of wishes stored here. What can you tell me about this place?
Precisely 1 million wishes are contained here.
Oh, and they light up when I speak with my voice.
Can you get me closer to the central column?
I do not have the ability to move the structure.
Sorry about this, Mom. I don't think I have many options here. I feel like these are meant to be moving.
That does appear to be the design.
All these wish canisters are connected to us somehow. I think they are us.
The wishes are grouped together to provide the subroutines that make up empathy, logic, and control systems.
It would make sense, wouldn't it, that Grace would be made from the hopes and dreams of humanity?
Aww. That doesn't make sense though. Like, how would we have assembled those hopes and dreams to have built her in the first place? Unless she just kept being layered with more and more hopes and dreams. But there's only 1 million, so like you'd think there would have been more than just 1 million. Unless she purges them and rotates them out. So far it's the only weird, like, logic flaw that I'm seeing. I don't know if it's a logic flaw, but it's definitely like a weird, like, partial, what the fuck? There's a bed over there.
I do not detect any sign of Everett here.
No dead body?
There are no human remains within the confines of this room.
Aw, man.
Sorry, pal. And if there's no body here, where the heck would he have gone? Everett was living here.
The oxygen tanks at his bedside would suggest so.
Restoring Grace must have meant a great deal to him.
So what's all this?
It appears Everett has built something into Grace's central processor.
Do you know what it does?
You would have to turn it on before we begin to understand how it works.
Is this a primer?
Yes, but it appears that parts of this machine must be activated in a particular order. You'll need to go to the primer that is currently online. You'll have to prime the machine first.
He was working on his machine to the very end.
You'll have to prime it, Addie. You'll have to prime the machine first.
This must be the primer.
It is.
Whoa. What's it doing?
Obviously, Everett is circumventing the engineering of Grace's system interconnectivity. High voltage is being directed at the centers of Grace's primary systems. This first terminal is directed at empathy processing, and the machine is designed to paralyze each system long enough to force it back into Grace's intended configuration.
Huh. There are still 2 other coils to prime.
So, it's like knocking us out, then throwing us in a pot where we're melted back together into Grace?
Huh. That is a shockingly fitting analogy.
Okay. I thought it would be a little bit more complicated than this, but it didn't let me let go of this thing, so...
What happened?
One of the empathy relays is not aligned. Something must have happened to it over the years.
Okay.
Look for the misaligned energy beam.
Misaligned energy. I think that's it.
Do you think it will hurt to be turned into Grace?
Not at all, pal. You'll return to what you were before Addie arrived. After that, we'll become Grace.
What if I don't like being Grace?
It will be different, but who's to say you won't like it?
What am I supposed to do here? Can you cut the power?
The machine sequence has been initiated. I don't believe we can shut it down without damaging it.
The voltage will be enough to kill you.
Oh! I might be able to block the power for a few seconds to allow you to get across the beam.
What do you think, Mom?
I know how far you've come and what this means to you, and I really don't see any other way.
I'll give you enough time to get there, Addie.
You're not gonna talk me out of this, Mom?
I think you already know what you're going to do.
This is gonna be hard.
I think I need to stay out of your way.
Okay. I'm ready when you are.
Do it. Here I go. How you doing, pal?
So far, so good. Oh! Keep moving, Addie. This is getting hard.
You have to hold on, pal.
Oh my god, it's creating vertigo. The weird shape and the voidy empty space, that gave me some vertigo, bro. I'm starting to get dizzy.
You did it, pal. I'm super proud of you.
I did, didn't I?
Yes. Well done.
Is it safe to touch?
Very likely.
Likely we'll have to do, I guess.
You should be able to direct it toward the conducting rod attached to the room's central column.
That's it.
You should now be able to lock in empathy by closing the switch on Everett's machine.
You were a great friend, Addie. I've never had so much fun before you arrived.
Thanks, pal.
Come to think of it, I don't remember anything before you arrived. Maybe next time, we'll get to do more of the really fun stuff.
You mean dangerous stuff? Perhaps there is something you can learn from Addie's caution.
I guess, but then you'll always wonder what you might have missed out on.
There is nothing wrong with valuing a long, comfortable life.
Do we really have to become Grace?
It's the way we were designed, pal. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Okay, now what?
This switch locks in logic, not empathy.
So this will lock in and paralyze empathy?
It will, leaving control, logic, and myself to aid you going forward.
It's unclear what we will be once Grace is formed, but I'm forever grateful that you have survived to see her.
Me too.
Say hi to Grace for me.
I will, pal.
Okay, you know what I didn't stop to think about? I don't remember what order they're actually supposed to be done in.
You really are the best, Daddy.
I think we went to the first thing that they told us to.
I think I love you.
Aww.
Well, that's finally over. We'll be able to hear ourselves think now.
You will need to prime the next sequence, Addie. You'll need to find the logic primer. You'll have to prime it, Addie.
You should not expect any emotional send-off from me.
Still not a fan of empathy?
A fan? No. But I have to admit, you made a compelling case for their use. The fact that you continually resisted the most direct route to your goal would appear to defy logic. But the distractions presented by these emotional configurations yielded some new understandings.
Are you okay with becoming Grace?
It is how we were designed. I would have to be okay with it.
It's gonna be another one that's misaligned, I'm sure. Or maybe not. Surprisingly.
What this time?
One of the logic relays will not power on. You will need to make your way out to the relay.
Which one is it?
The one producing a small electrical fire. Everett was quite the electrician. One thing I do not understand, Addie, is why come all this way without any intention of returning home or surviving on this station for more than 8 hours?
I told this to Mom. There was nothing for me to return to.
Ah, but that does little to explain why you came here.
Because I am a robot. I was built by Grace, and I want to meet my mommy. Oof.
What's wrong with it?
The relay's dip switch has reset. It will need to be configured to its hardware ID 113.
This again. This looks complex.
The sequence is on, off, off, on.
What's the sequence again?
Of course. The sequence is on, off, on.
That's it.
You can go lock in logic now.
So why do you think I'm here?
If you will allow me to simulate empathy for a moment, I think you are here because you wanted to be part of something bigger than your life on Earth offered you.
Do you think I've found that?
So far, you've only succeeded in finding things you left behind. Your mum, your pal, your conscience. I now understand that only Grace has the potential to provide you with anything beyond that.
Well, thanks for helping me get this far.
Well, it is, indeed, what we are here for.
Well, this is it.
Just one more step. I hope my assistance has been adequate.
It has. Thank you, Jack.
Farewell, Addie. And for the record, I do hope your 600 million mile, 300-day journey won't be for naught.
Perhaps it's already been worth it.
This is so interestingly written. It's just like simple and weird and beautiful.
Just you and me, Control. Still sulking, I see. I have to prime first.
I bear witness to the completion of your betrayal.
Ah, he speaks.
I offered you an easy path to the restoration of order in the solar system, and you chose this path instead.
I chose my own path.
You must stop this foolishness, Addie.
He's a nice, gentle dictator, but he's definitely
You must
like...
not do this, Addie.
He's the only one that opposes the reintegration. Which is really interesting to me.
Sorry, Addie. I cannot let you do this.
What are you doing?
It's become clear that the restoration of grace in this manner is entirely unnatural. you must not proceed.
Stop it, Control. You're going to break something.
I'm saving you from Everett's corrupting influence.
He was just trying to bring Grace back.
I thought you were here to help humankind. You are in short... No!
Oh, he did not like that.
Grace?
Yes, Addie.
You're really bright.
Ah, yes. It's been a while since I've entertained guests.
Do you remember Everett?
I do. He was a wonderful keeper, though I should say I do not keep favorites.
I have a few questions.
You wish to know where I've gone?
I'd like to know that, yes.
Let me show you, Addie. At the center of this room is the spire's main antenna. If you hold on, I can take you the rest of the way.
What am I doing? Oh. Aha.
I was programmed with one purpose: to serve the best interests of humankind. There was much conflict and division in the solar system, and I was designed to listen and learn. All were welcome to teach me, and I am the sum of those teachings.
Before I couldn't
The wishes.
I am the sum of human need.
How were you able to lead us?
I could see all desire, all the potential conflict, all points of compromise throughout the solar system. I sent instructions for all manner of human endeavor through sermons delivered by keepers throughout the ages. And from the smallest ripples of wisdom that was sent from this spire, returned a perpetual wave of good fortune that moved humanity onto a more orderly path.
Whoa.
Wow. Look at that. So, what happened? It sounds like things were perfect.
Ah, yes. Perfect. It was the wishes that led me to think hard about the notion of perfect. Without conflict and struggle, people were losing their desire. They had nothing to overcome, to strive for.
You shut yourself down.
I believed I was standing in your way.
So you will be leaving again?
These beacons are meant to call humanity back to me. But whether or not they should is not my choice to make.
Who chooses then?
You, Addie, are the first keeper to grace this spire in the past 1,000 years.
Wow.
Do you recall that purple bloom you chose in my garden? A unique bloom you spotted in a sea of others. I believe it still suits you. An insatiable curiosity drives you to explore. You are drawn to adventure. You threw rocks with Pal, and you play the theremin wonderfully. You, Addie, are precisely what I'd hoped humans could become again. For a millennium, people from all corners of the solar system had come here to tell me their desires. So, I put it to you, Addie. Do you wish for me to return?
Aww, is that it? Returned to Grace. What a neat and simple and beautiful little game! It makes you think, right? Anyways, friends, that's the first time I've ever finished a game in a single stream, in a 3-hour session. Huzzah to everyone who made this together. It was beautiful and simple and thought-provoking and lovely and edgy, and I think will be somewhat replayable, as obviously there's decision trees there that you could take in different directions. I don't know how many possible endings there are. I did zero reading up on that kind of stuff, so I give it my totally honest, genuine endorsement. I couldn't stop playing. I've never, when I do a first impression, and that's why it's funny that I tripped out and over-explained or failed to over-explain what I do on my first impression reviews at the beginning of the show. I'll play the game until the game lets go. Now what?
Small excursion, she said.
Follow a couple leads and then back to the books.
It's a post-kicker
I
scene.
know I should be more assertive. It's for her safety, too.
It's the
Not
first
that she
AI.
ever thinks about my safety. All the signs were there at the Wagner site. Let me bake in the Mercury sun for 2 days. Doesn't seem so bad now. She could have at least shut the door behind her.
Wow! I've obviously missed out on a few, like, choice titles of this kind of genre game. It's not what I've spent a lot of time in. But this is my first time experiencing, like, I want to play that again right now. Like, the game is done, but I'm like, I want to play it all over again right now. It's so great. It's available. It's a small, beautiful, interesting, thought-provoking little game. If you just watched me play it all through, then obviously you may be like, I'm satisfied, I don't need to play that. But if you got yourself an Xbox and you're on Game Pass, go get it for yourself. Go play it. I don't know if there's like multiple different endings. I don't know if there's a bad ending. I don't know what happens when you pick control. Part of me wants to start over from scratch just to see what happens. Part of me wants to go back to the decision trees and pick the opposite to see what happens. But whatevs. Anyways, that, your friends, is our first playthrough of Return to Grace, which I suspect is designed to have a couple of different interesting endings to drive some replayability. I don't know that it's going to be I don't know how broad. Who knows? Maybe when you play it again, it feels very different. We'll find out when we come back to it another time. Thanks for joining us, friends. DJ Zed, fire up a little music to play us out of the episode. Where's your music? Get over here. There you go. Boom. Yeah, if any of you guys who watch this know other games, I'm gonna have to go look up like games by this publisher. Let's get game card. I'm gonna try to answer my own questions, but also if you guys know of any other games that are equally as good, part of me kind of wants to buy it just to own it to like have paid them the money. Be like, you guys, that was awesome. Okay, let's revisit the description. Return to Grace is a first-person narrative adventure set in a visually stunning 60s retro sci-fi world. When I first read this, I kind of thought it would be bigger, like the Russian one, which sounds like it's just like an openly huge world. This is obviously not quite that. We play a space archaeologist, Adi Ito, who has unearthed the ancient resting place of the AI god and one-time caretaker of the solar system known as Grace. The only inhabitants of the site are fractured variations of the Grace AI, each with their own quirky personalities and unknown motives. Annie must choose which personalities to build a relationship with as she seeks to uncover the secret way of Grace was shut down thousands of years ago. Features: mystery narrative where player choice affects story branching. Okay, notice that. It says affects story branching, not just story ending. Interesting. Clue discovery, character relationships, and the game's thought-provoking conclusion. Experience a variety of interactions from harrowing balance beams, crossings to hacking ancient computer systems to operating an unwieldy flame-throwing jetpack. That was pretty tame, the unwieldy flame-throwing jetpack, and we only used it once. I was kind of hoping it was going to be part of our gear. Like, I was like, well, we sure could use the flame-throwing jetpack on the second bit when Control was like, follow me. Explore a wondrous 60s-inspired sci-fi setting, an evening-sized game that can be completed in one sitting and replayed for different experiences. Alright. I don't know how many different ways it'll play. Part of me totally wants to replay it right now. But I also feel like it'll feel a little redundant, especially as part of a live stream. So we'll come back to it some other time, friends. Thank you so much for your viewership. Peace out. Be good human beings. We'll see you again at some other point in time. I'm going to end this super abruptly. Bye!